All right, welcome back to Pass the Gravy. Wait, this is video. Never mind. Welcome to Emotional Gravy Studios. My name is Darwin. As always, I'm here with Nathan, and today we're going to do a Star Wars character tier list.
Yes, sir.
Nifty little tier list that we found on tiermaker.com. This is probably going to take a long time. Probably gonna be a multi-parter. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. Uh, so so strap in. These are the categories. We have GOAT, greatest of all time, legendary, amazing, great, good, meh, terrible, and don't know. So yeah, I guess we'll just like start from the first one.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
First up,
Ayla
we got
Sakura.
Ayla Sakura. Actually, I okay. My first instinct is good.
Mm-hmm.
She has some. She has some good character arc and development in Clone Wars cartoon
Yep.
and in the comic books. Um, but I
And
mean,
playing in like classic Battlefront 2, playing as her is a lot of fun because she's like the only one with, well,
the dual
besides
wielding.
Grievous, with the dual wielding. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's really good in the Clone Wars TV show because there's that arc where they crash on that one like
Mm-hmm.
safari planet. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I do think she's pretty cool, but
I would just say good because there's
yeah,
there's not really a whole lot with her in it that's outside of like Clone Wars and the movies. So
yeah. Yeah. I kind of wish there was more content with her because she is really cool.
yeah.
But yeah. Next, we got Ahsoka. I feel like it's got to be up in these top three. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I mean, my first instinct is to put her in, honestly, like part of me wants to say amazing just because I feel like that's just because of the Ahsoka show. um
Yeah.
just because the
Because my
character over time has decreased in likability, but
yeah.
honestly I feel like Ahsoka deserves to be put in the legendary category.
See, my first instinct was goat, but then when I thought of the Ahsoka show, I'm like, okay, she might be going down to amazing, but I feel like
Yeah,
the
a
median
good, yeah.
is legendary
Yeah, I think that's a
because
good compromise.
like she's quickly became like the fan favorite
Oh
character.
yeah.
I would say like I feel like of the fan favorites, she's like she deserves it, especially with her growth over the Clone Wars show.
Hmm.
Getting to see her be a bratty little snot turn into an amazing Jedi, and yeah,
Definitely.
legendary, I think is fair. Also, I mean, character design
Yeah.
very well designed. Like, also, I know Star Killer did it first, but the whole backwards lightsaber, cool as hell.
Oh yeah.
Also, the way that her lightsaber color changes is really interesting.
Yeah. Where she's got like the green, and then she gets that second saber, and it's like a green yellow. It's really
Yeah,
cool. And then transferring to the blue lightsabers, and then the white. Ahsoka's done it all.
yeah. I mean, like kind of like what you said, like her value has diminished,
Hmm.
and I think that's like I think what would have made her for me go to goat is if she died in Rebels
Yeah.
and didn't come back. I think having Darth Vader kill her and that be like the nail in the coffin, like yeah, we know that Darth Vader is going to get redeemed, but it's like in that moment, like okay, he's not coming back. Like only
Yeah.
his son can bring him back.
Yeah. That
But
would have elevated her to goat level for me as well. But sadly, that is not the case. So
yeah, but Ahsoka, I think she would be in the top five of my favorite Star Wars characters. I think.
yeah, I think I would put her there too. I mean, for a while, like when Clone Wars was coming back, um, like there were the action figures, the Black Series action figures that were
Mm-hmm.
coming out, and I pre-ordered Ahsoka's Siege of Mandalore action figure, and then I was planning on collecting Ahsoka action figures, um, but then I never ended up doing that. But I do have the Siege of Mandalore figure, and then I have a Rebels action figure of Ahsoka as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely legendary. I think is fair.
Yep. All
Next, we
right.
have Admiral Holdo. Did we even have to?
Terrible.
I was gonna say, I think the less said about her, the better. Bro,
Yeah.
even just look at her. Look at her compared to the lineup. One of these is not like the other.
One of these does not belong.
Bro, what is this weird liberal arts teacher doing in Star Wars? I don't know. Anywho, we're just moving on. Moving on, we got Anakin.
Goat.
Yeah. Did we even gotta? I will say, after rewatching the prequels, because like I told you earlier,
Yeah.
whenever we were recording for the podcast, I rewatched the prequels over Christmas. I really like sympathize with Anakin. Like, dude literally traded one slavery for another like 3 times. He was a slave on Tatooine,
Yeah.
became a slave to the Jedi, and then became a slave to the Emperor. And like the dude, ever since he is a kid, he has been stuck in the Darth Vader suit, even
Yeah.
as a kid. Like, I don't know, like I just really sympathized him, and I really felt that whenever he was like, I have to save Padme, because I watched Revenge of the Sith right after Attack of the Clones, and it
Right.
just makes so much sense because he literally watched his mom die,
Mm-hmm.
and then like, oh, I have to save you, Padme, like I won't let it happen again. Like, I don't know, that just like really resonated with me this last time that I watched the movies.
Have you seen some of the deleted scenes from Revenge of the Sith?
No, I've never really gotten into deleted scenes in Star Wars.
Okay, so in Revenge of the Sith, there's one deleted scene where Anakin is talking with Palpatine, um, and Palpatine plants the idea that Obi-Wan has been spending time with Padme,
Mm.
um, and so he's like planting the idea that like Obi-Wan's trying to steal Padme from Anakin, and then in the next scene, you have the clip where Obi-Wan's come over to check on Padme, make sure everything's going, and then Anakin's like, Obi-Wan was here, wasn't he? Um,
Oh, that makes so much sense because I've
yeah,
always wondered that because I was watching Revenge of the Sith and that scene happened and I'm like, wait, is Anakin jealous of Obi-Wan right now? Like,
yeah,
but
and
I feel like because you brought up that deleted scene, that makes so much more sense.
and then whenever Obi-Wan steps off of Padme's ship on Mustafar, and he's just standing there, and you look like Anakin sees that. That's what's going on through his head. Is like, oh shoot, no, this is actually happening. Like Palpatine was right, and so like, and there's more deleted scenes too that where Palpatine is just like manipulating Anakin so hard, and he's just falling for it because in his eyes, Palpatine is the only one who's actually like been there and had his back through thick and thin. I mean, like
And
Obi
like
Wan's been
treating
there,
him like
but
a
like
normal person.
right, and so yeah, George Lucas was just genius in forming this character and this whole plot. I feel like was masterful. I wish those scenes were in the movie.
Release the Lucas cut. No,
Honest, and you can find like fan edits of the extended edition of Revenge of the Sith, which adds those scenes in there. Um, and so, for me, putting those deleted scenes in is the definitive way that I watch Revenge of the Sith,
dude,
because it
I
just
want to
adds
watch
so
that
much. It's
because
it's
that
great.
makes so much more sense, especially like you said when like they're on Mustafar and he sees Obi-Wan
Yeah.
on the ship and like, oh, you brought her here to against me and stuff like that makes so much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, those are scenes that shouldn't have been deleted. I think watching Palpatine manipulate Anakin more would have been a better
Would
would have
actually
been a good
sell
option.
his betrayal,
Yeah.
which I mean, like you already can kind of like it already sells a little bit, but it would just be even more believable with those scenes in there. But yeah, I think Anakin is great, and he's prophesied to be the chosen one, and then in Return of the Jedi, he fulfills the prophecy. And even though it took him like he turned to the dark side, but he was able to be redeemed through this. Like all of that is beautiful storytelling, absolutely beautiful. Um, I love it. I love it so much. Anakin, goat, for real,
Absolutely.
for
And
real.
I mean, I feel like we could talk forever about Anakin and his arc, but
Yeah.
tons of characters. Okay, next we have Asajj Ventress. For me, I think she's a great antagonist, and I love her growth throughout Clone Wars because she's kind of like the foil to Ahsoka.
Uh huh.
I mean, more ways than one. They both have the backwards lightsabers. Both are like the apprentices, like apprentice character, and they both get betrayed because Dooku is like, "Yeah, kill Ventress." So I don't remember
I
to.
feel like you could put Ventress in great,
Yeah,
just because of yeah, she does get a lot of screen time in the Clone Wars, where um, she is getting betrayed by Dooku, and then that's where she really becomes a character. Um,
because I loved her as a bounty hunter. I thought that arc was
yeah,
really cool.
that was really cool. And are we counting like Dark Disciple in there as well, or is this just
Uh,
canon?
no, I think that is canon. I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh
Okay,
no.
so today the Bad Batch trailer came out,
Yeah,
and Ventress is in the trailer. Um, so I think there was like speculation of like Dave Filoni um, altering the canon. Pray he doesn't
see,
alter it further.
oh yeah. See, I haven't read Dark Disciple yet. I own the book. It's on my TBR, but I haven't read it yet because I love Quinlan Voss as a
Yeah.
character as well. But yeah, I think Ventress is great. I love the chemistry that she has
Hmm.
with Obi-Wan, and I think I'd like her more because in my mind she's a foil to Ahsoka, because
Yeah.
Ahsoka gets betrayed by the Jedi Council and Ventress gets betrayed by Dooku.
Hmm.
And when you learn Ventress's backstory, you see that like she was once a Jedi, and then she let her anger take over whenever her master was killed and stuff. And
Right.
I think she's great.
And also the chemistry between Ventress and Obi-Wan Kenobi is so entertaining. Like when they're
Yeah.
fighting against Darth Maul and Savage Opress,
Hmm.
so much fun. I love the interactions with her and Kenobi.
Yeah. Great. Okay. There's this scene, and I think it's in the arc where the Separatists try to invade Camino, where she stabs a clone and then kisses him. Little me
Yeah.
was like, "Bro, what the heck?" I was like, "What's happening?" I was like, "No, don't kid, don't. Those are my boys. Don't kill." Yeah. Anyhow, Ventress is great. I think I might have put her in good, but once like we talked about it a little bit, like I kind of forgot how cool she was.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
she deserves to be great. Maybe even amazing if you're uh, more versed in Star Wars and have read was Dark Disciple, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I haven't read it, so I don't know. But from what I do know of Ventress, I would put her in great.
Next we have
Aura Singh.
Aura Singh. I think she doesn't get a whole lot of screen time in Star Wars,
Hmm.
and in the Clone Wars, she's interesting. But I mean,
I would just put good.
personally, I'd put her in meh. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, cool
Yeah.
character design. I mean, but I don't think she's like. I wouldn't want an action figure of Aura Singh, if that makes
Right.
sense.
I think at the highest you could put her at good, but I'm I think meh is the way to go with Aura Singh. There's just not a whole lot with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Maybe there's more in Legends,
mm-hmm.
but
Like she's great in those episodes with young Boba Fett and everything. But
mhm,
I still, I don't know. I'm still just like, she's all right. Like,
yeah,
but
I
next
agree.
up, we got your boy Boba Frick. That's him, right?
Babu Freak, yeah.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
He goes,
Babu.
hey, hey.
Yeah. I don't really have any personal feelings about this guy, so
I
I'm
would
I'm
say
leaving it up
meh.
to you.
I
Meh.
would say
Okay.
meh.
Um,
He's alright. Like he's one of those fun parts in Rise of Skywalker. Like if there's a redeeming quality out of those movies, Babu Freak is one of those redeeming qualities. But there's nothing really special about him. Um, yeah, I think we can move on.
dude, yeah, I have not watched. I have not seen Rise of Skywalker since it came out in the theater, so
Yeah,
I don't remember. Like, I just don't remember him. Next we have
this
Baby Yoda. We
this
got my
is
boy
interesting.
Grogu.
Um,
See, I I'm not caught up on Mandalorian,
neither am I.
and I am kind of sick of the way that Grogu has kind of like become the face of Star Wars,
Same.
and he's not really a character.
I would
He's just
honestly just put him at meh.
I feel so bad. Like, sorry, he's my son. He's actually sitting out on the couch right now. Um, but I'm sorry, boy. Like, I mean, he's more of a plot device and like a gag kind of comic relief than he really is like a character. Like,
Yeah.
like, like he's just kind of there. I feel bad because he's my son. I'm sorry, but he's going in meh. Like,
Like, don't get us wrong. We like Baby Yoda. I mean,
yeah,
who doesn't like Baby Yoda? But as far as like character quality, I mean, he's just there to sell toys. I mean, that's if he would have left Mando and then not been brought back in Book of Boba Fett, like if Mando went off and Grogu's training with Luke, and that's the way it stays, then I think maybe we could rank him higher. Um, but then, of course, that doesn't happen, and they get reunited, and we just have more of Mando and Baby Yoda. So,
yeah. I don't know. I need to catch up, but actually, I did start watching Bad Batch like last week. I'm
okay.
only like 2 episodes in, and it's been pretty. It's been. I think there's some cool concepts,
Yeah.
but I also need to catch up on Mandalorian. So I don't know if that's going to happen though. um, Next, we have Barris Offee,
Ugh.
and I don't know. I feel conflicted because I do kind of like her arc of like turning to the dark side, but it feels like out of nowhere,
Right.
kind of like they were like, let's pick a character out of the hat and just
Like, I wish
you,
we would have seen her more in Clone Wars so we could have
yeah,
gotten more of that relationship that she had with Ahsoka. And so then by the time she
yeah,
turns to the dark side and betrays Ahsoka, it's much more heartbreaking than it is, the way that we got it, where it is just like, oh, I kind of forgot that they were friends. Oh, yeah, there's that one episode back in season 2 where they're on Geonosis and there's the brain. Yeah, 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 yeah. But
yeah.
we don't get any of that. So,
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning more on the meh side.
yeah,
I think
I would
also if
say
we just
that.
got to, like you said, if we would have had more screen time with her, I think definitely could have been. I mean, even up into the legendary category could have been a possibility.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, not to be selfish, be like, I want more Clone Wars, but like, if we were to somehow get another Clone Wars show that just would add on to what happens, I would want more Barriss Offee.
Put it in Tales of the Jedi, season
Oh
2 or
yeah,
something like that.
that'd
That'd be
be that.
great.
I would definitely enjoy that. Uh,